Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're going to take a look at 3 different pedals that I want to feature on the channel here. We've got a drive, a delay, and a reverb. Before we get into the pedals, let's go over the signal chain real quick. I've got my Gibson SG Special faded into each of these pedals, and then we're running straight into the interface, which is an Evo 8 from Audient. And I have a left and right channel, so it's actually a stereo signal sending into the computer. First up, we have the Wasabi from Harvey Pedals. Now, the Wasabi is a recreation of the Tube Screamer circuit, specifically the TS10. Classic sound. We've got volume over here, turn it up to boost. In the middle we have tone. If you turn it down, you get a darker sound. And as you turn it up, you get a brighter sound. And then over on the right-hand side, we have the drive control. Just like in any distortion pedal or overdrive pedal, if you turn it down, you're going to get less gain. Now, a really cool thing that I love when pedals do is if you turn the gain all the way down, you still get signal. Again, as you turn it up, you get more and more gain. Moving on, we have a couple pedals from one of my favorite pedal companies ever, Old Blood Noise Endeavors. We have the Black Fountain V2, and then we have the Darkstar V2. This is a new platform that they've come out with for all their modulation pedals, where we've got stuff like stereo in, stereo out. We have presets right here. We have expression control and configurable inputs and outputs. So if we look at the signal chain right now, we're coming out of the Wasabi. So we're going mono into the Black Fountain. And then from there, we're sending a stereo signal out to the Darkstar. And then from there, we're sending another stereo signal out to the split meld. I don't know if you can see it right there, but that's gonna split a TRS cable into 2 1/4-inch cables, and I've got those running into each channel. All that to say is we can set up each of these pedals in multiple ways. So right here, we've got MISO, mono in, stereo out, and we do that by pressing and holding the on-off button and then pressing our presets. So this is mono in, mono out. This is mono in, stereo out. This is stereo in, stereo out. So we're gonna check the middle one there. Now we have a nice stereo signal, even though we're coming into the pedal mono. So the Black Fountain, the original version, was Old Blood Noise Endeavor's first pedal, I believe. So now they've updated it to V2 in this really awesome new format. It is an oil can delay. So an oil can delay is an old sort of delay pedal. So inside the Black Fountain, we have actually 2 delay lines. Right over here, we have a time for our left delay signal, and then right over here, we have a time for our right delay signal. If I strum a chord, we have the left time set pretty long, and then we have the right time we're gonna set pretty short. So we can do a lot of really cool like bouncing effects in between, or we can kind of sync them up a little bit and then maybe just get them like a hair out of sync. In the middle down here on the bottom row, we have the feedback control. That's how many repeats we have. If we turn it down, we're going to get 1 repeat. And then if we turn it up, we're going to get more and more repeats. And then up there at the top, at the very top of the feedback control, we can get almost self-oscillating. It sits on the, like right on the edge of self-oscillation. In addition to those 2 delay lines and then our feedback control, we have this top row right here. Over here on the left, we have rate and depth. This controls the modulation. So if we turn the depth up and the rate up a tiny bit, we're going to hear more modulation. We also have a tone control, which is one of my favorite controls to have on a delay pedal. Now with it all the way up, we have as much definition as possible. If we turn it down, we're going to get less definition and less definition, so it's rolling off the high end. And then up on the top right, we have the grit control. Now this adds grit or like distortion to the delays. And then over here on the left-hand side, we have controls for the dry volume up at the top, the wet volume in the middle, and then the spread control, which is only applicable if you're running stereo like I am. So let's go ahead and hear how it sounds. The more you turn the spread control up, the more the signal pushes out to the sides of each channel. That's with the spread all the way up. Moving on, we have the Darkstar V2, which is a reverb from Old Blood Noise Endeavors. Down here on the bottom, we have the lag, and that's kind of the pre-delay. So if you turn it down, the reverb's immediately going to start playing back to you when you hit the note. And if you turn it up, it starts to lag behind your playing. So the more you turn it up, the slower it is to start to come back to you. In the middle of the bottom, we have the multiply control. This is kind of like a feedback control. So if you turn the multiply control down, you're not going to get as much decay in your reverb. As you start to turn the multiply up, it's going to send more feedback into itself, so you get longer and more ambient style delays. And then on the bottom right, we have the decay control. If you turn it down, you're not going to get as much decay. If you turn it up, you get a larger and larger sound. So that can get pretty wild pretty quickly. Now up on the top level of controls right here, just like on the Black Fountain, we have like the really fun, cool, quirky stuff. So over on the left-hand side, we have this really cool tone control. If we have it in the middle, there are detents, so you can kind of, you know when it hits the middle. So if it's in the middle, you have a balance of lows and highs. Now, if you start to turn the tone control down or counterclockwise, you're going to start rolling off high end to make it more muddy or dark sounding. And if you turn it up or clockwise past noon, you're going to start to roll off low-end frequencies. Now next to the tone control, we have pitch 1 and pitch 2. These are our pitch harmonies that we can set wherever we want. If it's in the middle, we're not hearing any pitch modulation. As we start to turn one of them up, you're going to start to hear the pitch line start to increase, or, you know, turn up. All the way up at the top, you have that really airy sort of octave reverb sound. And then you can actually turn the pitch knob up a little bit more, and it's going to raise to 2 octaves up. And then you can do the same for that was pitch 2, you can do the same for pitch 1 at the same time. So if you go down from noon, you're going to start to get in sub-octave territory. And here, going back to the tone control, the high octave is kind of taking over a little bit, so we can turn the tone down to roll off a little bit of that high end. And then same with the low octave. If you turn the pitch control all the way down, it's going to go to 2 octaves down. Next, we have the crush control up here, and this is another kind of dual function, kind of like the tone knob. At the middle, we're not doing anything. If we turn it down below noon, we're actually going to start introducing bit crushing, so you get like this weird aliasing kind of digital sound. And then if you turn it up past noon, you're going to start to introduce overdrive into the reverb. And then that kind of brings me to the mix control. You can turn the mix control down a little bit because introducing overdrive does make it louder. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these pedals right here. If you want to learn more about any of these, I'm going to have links in the description to the Harvey Pedals and Old Blood Noise website. I want to send a huge thank you to Harvey Pedals and Old Blood for sending me these so I can make this video. So thank you for your patience, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're staying safe. Most of all, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.